What's up, everybody, and welcome back to One Man's Opinion. And today we are talking about Old, the new movie from M. Night Shyamalan. Typically with my movie reviews, as you guys know, if you watch these a whole lot, I do the negatives first and then I like to end on a positive note, but I can't really do that with this one. And the reason is because I want this to be a spoiler-free review. I've been scratching my head trying to come up with a way that I could review this thing without spoiling it, but also being able to talk about the movie a little bit, and there's really not much of a way for me to do that. So I can't really talk about the negatives of the film. I can't really talk about the positives of the film a whole lot. So I'm just going to talk about the film in general. I'm going to talk about some of the themes of the film and maybe kind of hint around at some things I liked and some things I didn't like, but I'm not going to be able to go into much detail. So you're just going to have to take my word for it and go see the film yourself. And maybe if there's enough interest, I might do a spoiler review on it afterward, but we'll see about all that. So for now, let's just talk about Old. Essentially what Old is about is a family. The mother and father are having some complications, and like I said, I can't go into too much detail about the full length of what that is. Essentially they're talking about separating. Now you kind of find out all this stuff as the movie goes along, but you find that out pretty early on. So I'm not really spoiling anything. But they're trying to go on this vacation for their kids. They want to get through this vacation and enjoy themselves and relax before they let the kids know everything that's going on in their relationship. And so they go on vacation to this like private resort. And while they're at this island resort, they're told about like a special part of the island that they can go to. It's reserved for certain people. Just like the owner is just like, hey, I tell my favorite clients about this place on the beach. It's a real private spot. It's a good spot for the kids or whatever. Everybody can hang out and have a good time there. The family ends up moving to this section of the beach, and that's where the film really takes place. Now, like I said, I can't really spoil anything. From there, the movie begins to give you what you saw in the commercial, which is that people are progressively aging. The kids are small when they get to the island, and as time goes on, the kids are bigger. They start to look older. And from that point on, the movie moves very fast. It's only an hour and 45 minutes, something like that. It's shy of 2 hours, I know. And it's just like one thing after another, something is happening on screen. They go from this to that to that. You're over there doing something with these characters, and you fly all the way across to a group over here, and things are just happening. And then from here we go back, and we're back over here with this group, and something else has changed. And the movie just moves really, really fast. And there were times where I just wished it would slow down. Now, I understand that the movie overall is a metaphor. The whole movie is a metaphor for life and how fast life goes by. It talks a lot about what's important in life and the things that we should hold on to and the things that aren't important. It goes into a lot of detail without going into detail and kind of reflecting a mirror on what life is from a very young age all the way until a very old age. And I think that is the best part of the movie. I think that message that comes across is brilliant. And no, that is kind of the highlight of the movie. It moves too fast for some characters to have as much impact as you would like for them to have. Yeah, that was a big negative for me. There's certain characters that get very little screen time, and it's just, it feels like it happens so fast that I'm not sure that some characters had enough meaning, if that makes any sense. Overall, the movie has a beautiful message, and it talks about how superficial physical beauty and that sort of thing is, and how it doesn't last, and it talks about the importance of family and loved ones, and hang on. No, it's funny, everything seems blurry. And the movie has a lot of good things to say. I feel like when M. Night wrote this, he wrote it backwards. I feel like he probably sat down with an idea about a message he wanted to get across, and then worked in a place that aged folks, so that he could have a metaphor for what our life is condensed down into an hour and 45 minutes and do it in a way that was psychologically horrifying for a lot of reasons. Now, as far as being a thriller, I wouldn't say that this movie is as typical a thriller as you might see. The movie does have a lot of psychological thriller elements, but as far as being a typical M. Night Shyamalan thriller, I think you're going to be surprised. There's not just a whole lot of horror elements to this. Most of it is mental. I don't think there's anything wrong with that on the face, but it just wasn't what I expected going in, and I'm not trying to say whether that was a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just trying to let you know what to expect if you were to go see it. All in all, I had a good time watching the movie. There were some things I wanted from the movie that I didn't get, and I know I'm being very vague with a lot of this, but I just can't I can't go into a whole lot of detail. Because I know many of you haven't seen the movie, and I got to stay away from spoilers. Having said all that, I think it is a good film. I think the acting is really good, and M. Night Shyamalan has a way of telling a story that is unique to him, much in the way that Tarantino tells a story that is uniquely his vision. Shyamalan does the same thing. Now, Tarantino and Shyamalan are very different storytellers, but they both pull things that are unique to them, put them in a movie the way they want to. The movie very much flows the way a book would. It just, I don't know. It's the first movie I sat down and watched and felt like I was reading a book. Something about the way the characters are, something about the way things happen in the movie. It just felt like I was reading a story, and it's a nice story. It's not always nice to watch, but it is a nice story. At the end of the day, I enjoyed the movie. I liked what it had to say. I think the message was very strong, and I appreciated that aspect of it quite a bit. I think there were some missed opportunities. I think there were some things that could have been done more of. I think the movie could have showed more of some things. I think that we could have spent more time with certain characters, but overall I think M. Night, he had a vision for a message that he wanted to get across, and I think he got that message across. And I think as a person who appreciates storytelling, that's all you can ask for. Having said all that, I'm giving Old an 80 out of 100. Alright, have you seen Old? If you have, be sure to comment down below. What? Comment down below. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. This is One Man's Opinion.